Here with UFC President Dana White following UFC 235 at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. In the main event, obviously, Jon Jones defends his title against Anthony Smith. We've been waiting a long time to see an active Jon Jones. We saw him tonight. What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, listen, I think that, Smith was a huge underdog, but people didn't give him the credit he deserved, especially after taking the illegal knee. And, you see a lot of guys try to weasel out of that fight, and because of a shot like that, he did not. He continued to fight, and the kid's an absolute stud.
Yeah, he deserves a lot of credit for everything that he did tonight.
100%.
But that really was almost the only dramatic moment of the fight, was that illegal knee. What's going through your mind when you got a dominant champion in the middle of a dominant title defense, and now all of a sudden a disqualification is on the table? It's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, but, I never even thought about that. Smith he's the real deal, man. He's a real fighter. There's a lot of guys that would have quit, And let's be honest. Jon hit him with an illegal knee. Yes, the ref took 2 points from him. Right, that's a big hit, and the kid was a stud. I respect him very much for doing that.
What do you think is next for Jon Jones? Even if you don't have a name, now that he's active, now that he's going again, you do have some new blood at light heavyweight, but you also got some potential. The DC thing is out there. I know you've mentioned you like that. What would you like to see next for Jon?
I don't know. We'll see. Santos looks good. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that fight could happen. I think Jon wants to stay in the division and keep, taking on the next guy, the next guy at 205. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, co-main event, Kamaru Usman just went out and won every single minute of that fight. Was it surprising to you? I know you've been high on him ever since that fight against RDA, but 100%. Were you surprised with how dominant he was tonight?
Let me tell you something about RDA. I've been dealing with this guy for many, many years. He takes fights. He'll fight anybody, and he is a dog, man. Think about his fight with Robbie Lawler, Look how good Robbie Lawler looked tonight. After that fight, I had so much respect for Usman. I said, let's do it. This is the fight that makes sense after Colby turned down the fight with Woodley.
What did you make of Woodley's performance? Just kind of gauging the temperature on social media. It just seemed like an uninspired, I think would be the best way to put it. Is that how you felt about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're going to have to ask Woodley that question and see what went on with him. I mean, he lost, like you said, every second of that fight. You heard him at the press conferences saying, "What are you going to do to me? I do everything better than you do," to Usman. And it was an absolute one-sided ass whooping tonight.
Tyron Woodley's title reign comes to an end about 2.5 years. I know you two had some up moments, you had some down moments during that time. How would you characterize Tyron Woodley's title reign now that it's over?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's done good things. I really can't be negative on the fights that he's won. I mean, he came out against a guy that everybody was high on in Darren Till, and look what he did to Till and a lot of other guys. I would definitely put him up there with some of the greats.
Ben Askren made his debut against Robbie Lawler. Really exciting fight.
The thing is with Woodley too, it's hard to call. You can't call Woodley the greatest. I mean, I heard some of that talk tonight. And you can't call Woodley the greatest. I mean, seriously, guess what? Me and GSP had our moments, business-wise, never personally, but business-wise, while he was here. That guy dominated that division, moved up to 85 and won the title too. So it's tough to call him the greatest, but he's definitely up there with the greats.
Yeah, I would agree. Ben Askren making his debut, really fun fight as long as it lasted. I wish we could have known what would have gone on if that fight would have continued. From your perspective, what did you see there at the end?
Yeah, that fight will continue. We're going to rematch that fight. Yeah, you got to do a rematch. The ref absolutely blew that call, and it was a great fight. The right thing to do is have him do it again.
Was this one of those ones where, hey, it looked like Rob's arm went limp, or was this a pretty egregious mistake on the bit?
We had this debate after the fight. Let me tell you what, when you've been choked out, when you wake up, it's like coming out of a dream. You don't know where you are, what's going on, all that stuff. What you don't do is jump right up in the referee's face and yell, "What the F are you doing?" Yeah. Okay, that doesn't happen when you just got choked out. He wasn't choked out. We all know he wasn't choked out. And we'll do that fight again.
You wanted to try and do it as soon as possible?
I don't know. It's going to depend. Askren took some big shots to the face, so let's see how he is health-wise, and then we'll go from there.
So beat Magomed Sharipov, the hype train continues for him. Were you impressed by his performance tonight?
Yeah, listen, he jumped from, I think it was 13, up into the top 10 with this fight with a kid who I have a lot of respect for too. Stevens is a friggin' killer, it was a close fight. That was a close fight. I had it closer than the judges did.
Yeah.
But yeah, anytime you move up that big of a leap. Just like Zhang tonight too, big jump up, very good.
Definitely. As far as that 145-pound title division, is it safe to assume that we won't see any title fights booked until because Max is fighting in what, 6 weeks? Are you going to let that happen first?
I have no idea. Yeah, I haven't even thought about that.
Okay. How about Aldo in Brazil though? Because he had said that he wants to be on that card. Do you think he will be on that card?
Yeah, if he wants to be.
Okay. No opponent yet for him though.
No.
Okay. And then the last fight I wanted to ask you about Pedro Munhoz and Cody Garbrandt.
Fight of the night. I mean, that fight was so awesome. Cody again goes out on his shield, man. That kid, it looked like he was hurt, looked like it was over. He jumps up and they just start banging. I mean, that fight was awesome. Yeah. Very good fight.
One of those ones where, nothing's probably going to happen the rest of the night that takes away fight in the night from that one.
Well, you hope it does. You hope it does. But, yeah, it's tough.
Okay, last question on that 135-pound division. Pedro Munhoz is on a tear. He's been winning a lot of fights. Do you have any clarity at the 135? Do we know TJ Dillashaw's next move yet?
No, I don't have any answers for any of that stuff yet.
Okay. Congratulations on a fun night.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it.